My name is Alyssa Serrano, and I'm excited to inform you that I have won the $200 million Mega Bucks lottery. This is a very exciting moment for me, as it would be for just about anybody else that came into sudden wealth. But I didn't come here to brag. I came here to inform you about something that is very near and dear to my heart. The Safe Place and Rape Crisis Center of Sarasota, or SPARC for short. But first, let me tell you about myself. I am 25 years old. I am a college student at Hillsborough Community College. I am also a native of Bradenton, Florida. From an early age, I have always admired those who have a spirit of service. To end that, I work in the medical field as an EMT and an MST, or a multi-skilled technician, in the emergency room at Sarasota Memorial Hospital. This alone gives me the opportunity to serve my community. However, my long-term goal is to further service my community as a registered nurse in the United States Air Force. It's always been said that charity begins at home, and there is truth to that. So my first priority is to take care of my mother, Donna, and my stepfather, Bob. They have given me so much in my life, and I would like to give back to them. First, I would establish a retirement fund for them. I would give them $1 million each. That way they could be living their best golden years. Second, I would buy them a house right by the water. And then the next thing I would do is a personal favor of my mom is buy her the Lexus that she's always wanted. Finally, before the hard work begins, I'm going to play a little. All work and no play is no fun in life. Iron Maiden is my favorite band, and I really want to travel. So I would do both by following them on their world tour. Another thing I would do is buy myself the Dodge Challenger I've always wanted. But here's what is most important to me. The Safe Place and Rape Crisis Center of Sarasota, or SPARC. While preparing for my military career, I read a book called Can't Hurt Me by the author of David Goggins. This book inspired me in a very profound way. In this book, David Goggins and his mother are trapped living in a house with the abusive father. The dad is the one that kept all the money and didn't let them go and do anything on their own. He would come home and would be drunk and beat them every night. The mother desperately wanted to escape, but she realized that she didn't have the means to actually do so. One day, she finally got the courage to leave with the help of a neighbor. The neighbor inspired her to go and get a credit card in her own name, which allowed her to actually get free and be able to make a life of her own. So my gift to SPARC will be $100 million. SPARC has a solid leadership team of individuals who have had many years of community service behind them. I know my donations will be well spent, and they will take care of the victims of domestic abuse and violence in their community. SPARC's mission has many facets. The first is saving lives today and tomorrow. Each year, 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men will be victims of domestic violence. Oftentimes, these victims are trapped in these abusive relationships. They often lack a safe place to live, access to money, or even basic necessities. In many cases, they will struggle with PTSD and will often justify abuse. The abuse that they suffer, even blaming themselves or believing that they deserve it. It is even worse if they have children who are those vulnerable in the situations of domestic violence. Our immediate priority is providing them with the safe spaces and basic needs to enable them to escape the violent and abusive environments. Our next facet is our mission to stop domestic and sexual violence. This violence, especially when when suffered at a young age, can have lasting impacts on the victim. Oftentimes, it creates a cycle of abuse where they even may become abusers themselves. Finally, Spark seeks to empower individuals so they can break cycles. With my donation, I hope to provide these individuals with PTSD, some counseling, education, life skills development, and ways to give them greater economic opportunities. There are many issues that these victims face. First is the social isolation. They may be shunned by family and friends for leaving their relationship. The abuser may even seek to isolate the victim from their children. Furthermore, many victims may fear that this is only happening to them, and that this kind of thing only happens to, or that doesn't happen to good people. They often find themselves trapped in an abusive environment. The abuser may often have sole control over the household finances, and the victims may lack education or employment skills. They are trapped without resources of their own. Depression and fear often keep a victim trapped in their circumstance. They may suffer from Stockholm Syndrome, where they are sympathetic towards the abused. They may even feel like they deserve the suffering, or that they are in love with the abuser, and cannot see life without them. In most extreme cases, the victims fear for their lives or fear for the lives of their children. Our goal is to break this cycle by gifts and services, big or small. These items can be as large as things as shelter or small as things such as a prepaid phone. I am here today to ask you to help provide financial donations or any kind of donation that you can give. My fondest hope is to help these victims break the cycle by providing a safe and supportive environment, with counseling to empower and encourage them to leave. I feel we can empower these victims to take charge of their lives. I am committed to this goal, and with your support, we can make a positive and significant impact in our community. Won't you help make Sarasota a better place?